Seafood, South Carolina.
And these guys are smoking more pot than selling fish.
Oh, what up, corn dog? If we keep eating food like we did last night, I'm gonna be about that bear size.
These guys here were all hit by automobiles in Horry County.
Oh, no.
Grand Strand consists of 66 miles of beach all the way from Cherry Grove all the way down to Pawleys Island.
It has all kinds of shopping, different beach scenes, state parks, great restaurants.
And gosh awful beach is just, and I say gosh awful, I mean beautiful, pretty.
Myrtle Beach, a place that conjures up images of trashy beaches, redneck flags, and vape shops as far as the eye can see. But if that's all you plan on checking out, then your trip to the Grand Strand is a failure. While the 16 miles of Ocean Boulevard offers prime beach real estate and mini golf courses on just about every corner, there are other tourist traps to consider.
You should stop by Barefoot Landing instead for a shopping experience that's just a little classier. And for nightlife, Broadway at the Beach is the spot known for college partygoers, nightclubs, and if you know where to look, the right spot to cater to just about any need. But whatever you do, don't waste your time at any of the Margaritavilles, Joe's Crab Shacks, or seafood buffets. There are plenty of other options that your taste buds will actually enjoy. You have the newcomers, the classics, and the local spots, all of which have impressive happy hour pricing. Before checking in, I wanted to get the scoop on what makes Myrtle Beach one of the most visited coastal destinations in America. So I took the free tour of the Horry County Museum, which is nothing more than an old schoolhouse in historic downtown Conway, just a few miles from Myrtle Beach. Walter Hill is the director of the museum, and he is more than happy to give us a personal tour.
And it was Adolf Hitler's silver platter.
There's no better tour guide than one whose ties to the Myrtle Beach area date back 300 years.
That's important and exciting to me and a lot of fun to be able to be part of telling that story and sharing it with people there. The mission of the Horry County Museum is to preserve, protect, and educate the public about the history, prehistory, and natural history of Horry County, South Carolina. We knew that we wanted to have this staircase come in here to have a really attractive, unique centerpiece. We also knew that we wanted somehow to incorporate the living aquarium in there.
All right.
So we kind of went to them with, we got this staircase, we got this place, this space. We'd want it to be an authentic and accurate interpretation of what the freshwater fish in this community looked like.
The rest of the structure isn't as modern. It served as a school from 1905 to 1979.
The actual historic fabric and integrity of the building is still in place.
Still intact. The majority of the items in the museum are donated by generous members in the community. So what are the exhibits? They range from Native American history, Horry County beach history, textiles, and natural history.
Horry County has the largest population of black bears of any county in the state of South Carolina. These guys here were all hit by automobiles in Horry County and used as demonstration or display exhibitions for the museum here. He is, at one time, I don't know if he still holds it, but held the state record for height.
This guy here?
In a black bear, yeah.
Very cool.
And he was hit on the highways right here outside of Conway.
I bet that did some damage to a car.
Yep.
Walt was able to sit down with us after the walkthrough so that we could get a glimpse into why he loves his job.
It's a connection to me to be able to interpret and be part of this story because it's the story of my family.
Yeah.
You know, right along with everybody else's.
Well, are you a seafood fan?
No, I'm not.
That's fine. I feel like everybody,
I like seafood.
I feel like everybody from here is like, no, not a huge seafood fan.
But right here in Conway, there's some really neat places. You got the BISTRO, which is, you know, your really sort of gourmet, neat, cutting-edge sort of dishes that are, you know, neat, unique takes on the classics. And then you got, you know, the Trestle Bakery and Cafe, where you can get wonderful fresh baked bread and donuts. Everything downtown here is it's a family restaurant. Awesome. Yeah. And our biggest struggle is which one do we want to go to tomorrow?
Yeah, right.
You know, not is there something to eat, but which one's better today?
That's always a good problem to have.
That's right. The things that I find most interesting and that I think most people don't know about is how much history there is here. You know, it's not like you're going to go to any one of our museums and leave at the end of the day and be so worn out that you dread going home and fixing dinner, right?
Yeah.
That's something we like to enjoy around here. Of course, always something to do at the museum.
If you want to find some good beaches, I always like to sort of go up to the North Myrtle Beach area. I like to get between the hotels where there's not a lot of houses and find some of those excesses there. I've always been a Northern Beach fan because I grew up in the Ocean Drive and North Myrtle Beach area and Cherry Grove.
The best beach to visit in the Grand Strand is pretty much down the south end. If you travel down to the south end of Garden City Beach, go past Marlin Quay, park your car. Parking is limited, of course, but that is the best beach on the Grand Strand.
I really think right here at Huntington Beach, yeah. Less tourists, even in the worst part of the summer and the tourists, there's less people here.
Myrtle Beach is the best beach. Go there. You'll love it.
But before you grab your boogie board and your sunscreen and you head to the beach, there's a place that you've got to stop by.
Welcome to beautiful Conway.
So this town is known for its southern hospitality and its historic river walk, but I'm here to grab a bite at the best lunch spot that I know of.
May I get a catfish sandwich and then also a flounder fillet sandwich? And then hush puppies and a corn dog?
It's 2028.
Alrighty.
When I get the chance to eat at this place, I go all out for one reason. The fish here is all made fresh to order, and even if there's a little wait, the end result is totally worth it. Plus, there's plenty of things to keep you occupied.
They keep the snakes and stuff away.
That's always good. I'll take cats over snakes any day. Alright, see. Look at these hush puppies. Oh, yeah. They're not overly sweet. These are really good. Sometimes they kill it by making it too sweet. This is what a hush puppy should taste like. So the fish right here, it's a bountiful amount of it. It's cooked to order. It's all freshly caught, sitting on ice. As soon as you order it, they go slice it up, throw it in, deep fry it. It's ready to go. Oh yeah. That's fantastic. That's saltwater right there. I mean, this is the freshest fish I've had since being here. It honestly gets no fresher than this. When coming to Myrtle Beach, you gotta avoid the tourist traps. Margaritavilles, the Fuddruckers. You gotta come to where it's fresh, local, hidden. What more could you ask for besides hush puppies? There's always room in the tank for a corn dog. And fish in my beard. One thing's for sure, there's no way you'll leave here hungry. Time stands still after a trip to the fish market. Oh, I am not moving anywhere fast.
I think Myrtle's Inlet is honestly the best kept secret because I have so many tourists that come in here from a daily basis that say, hey, where's good food? And I'll say Myrtle's Inlet, and they will not know where to go.
I mean, you can just go early and just eat and walk and look, and they have an island with goats on them, and you know, the marshes. I mean, it's just beautiful.
I definitely think you should check out one of our 2 state parks. We have Myrtle Beach State Park and Huntington. At Huntington, there's Atalaya, really old castle you can check out, walk through for like $1. They have a marsh walk
They have bald eagles there. You might not see them, but they are there. And also there are alligators everywhere.
Welcome to Huntington Beach State Park, one of Myrtle Beach's more luxurious and exclusive state parks and beaches here. There's hiking trails, there's camping activities, there's overlooks, piers, private beaches. There is a fee to get in, but the fee is totally worth every moment. You don't have the hotel high-rises in the background, the sound of spring break partiers. Pretty much have the entire beach to myself. While it is off-season here in Myrtle Beach from October till about February, the beaches definitely die down in numbers in comparison to summer and spring break. Built a pretty neat little fort right here. Check this guy out. When you have private beaches like this, like Huntington Beach State Park or Myrtle Beach State Park, you're definitely going to get the cream of the crop and lots of wildlife, apparently. Whatever this little guy is. Run, little guy, run. So Huntington Beach State Park has one way in, one way out. It is this island road that you take on the way in. On either side of you, you have the man-made marshes, and the real leaders or dictators of this marsh are the mini alligators that we have out here. I don't happen to see any right now. Psst. Yeah, gator, 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 gator. But there are alligators all throughout the marshland here. Don't usually get down onto the beach or anything like that. Usually just hanging out here, kind of munching on the fish and the other goodies that they can grab out of here. And if you stick it around long enough, you're almost guaranteed to see an alligator. But if you do happen to be here at the right time, catching the sunset's not a bad idea either. That is about enough wildlife adventure and alligator hunting for me for one day. If my watch is correct, it is about beer 30. That's all I got, man. It really is beer 30. Let's get this thing going.
If you want to go have a drink, 2nd Avenue Pier is great. It's the only place you can go on like a rooftop bar and have a drink and see the ocean.
I really like a place called Hot Fish Club. The outside gazebo is a lot of fun at night, but during the day and earlier dinner time, the inside's really good for supper.
After a long day in the sun, it's finally beer 30. And what better place to go than somewhere local?
Should we get a beer?
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
David Epstein is the man to see here in New South and came up with this product after finding just the right location to settle down in.
There was already Palmetto, was already established down in Charleston. Sure. Back then there was only room for one production brewery in every town. Myrtle Beach, with all its restaurants and the tourism and everything that was going on here, was just sort of a perfect place for us. Our first beer that we brewed was probably our lager. Our lager, because we knew that was going to take a little bit longer. Lagers have to age a little bit longer. The white ale is our flagship. So we started making the white ale as a summer seasonal here at the beach, and then the bar owners, restaurateurs said if we made it year-round, they would carry it year-round. It was a big hit for us. We use an American yeast on it, which makes it a little bit smoother, less fruity, a little bit, real easy drinking, a real good summer drinking beer.
Yeah, good beach beer. While drinking beer on the beach might not 100% be legal in Myrtle, lifeguard's way more likely to turn a blind eye to a can and a koozie than he is a bottle. So New South only produces canned brews, but those aren't the only rules New South had to follow.
The first 11 years that we were open, we were not open to the public in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, so
we could not, no tours, no retail sales.
Wow.
Very strict 3-tier state. Okay, everything had to be sold to a distributor from here and then to the retailer. That law changed in 2009, I do believe, where the first law that changed allowed us to open up for tours. 2 years ago, the law changed a little bit further that allowed us to do the tours and open up like a bar. Yeah, it's very different than Charleston. Very different. We're getting it done.
You know, the best restaurant, that's really hard to say, but there are so many good places to eat in town. But probably my favorite area is down in the inlet, maybe Wicked Tuna, just because it's always a really nice place to go. The sushi's there is really delicious.
I love the Sea Captain's house. They have awesome she crab soup.
Myrtle Beach has tons of restaurants. My personal favorite is Sun City Cafe, which is right across from the old pavilion site in Myrtle Beach.
Two best restaurants that I've ever gone to are Krabby Mike's in Surfside Beach, and also to Bangkok House, which is a Thai restaurant in Myrtle Beach.
Hungry for seafood? It's the perfect time to head over to one of my favorite spots for the catch of the day, Mr. Fish. Meet Mr. Fish himself, Ted Hammerman, who prides himself on both his restaurant and his fresh seafood shop next door. There, we'll just do that. Is it on? The problem with South Carolina is that they downplay commercial fishing, but that doesn't stop Ted from ensuring that his fish is always fresh.
They cut salmon today, they cut halibut today, flounder, snapper. This is all local stuff. The shrimp is. The salmon is from the Faroe Islands. Isn't a hell of a lot to do there.
Okay, so...
Make babies and fish. That's #1 tuna out of Costa Rica. I had plans to open up a little fish house there. If I wasn't married, we wouldn't be standing here.
Okay.
I was hanging out with this girl. She got pregnant, got married, and I left the country.
Okay. I'm sure she was thrilled.
Overjoyed. 9 months later, I came back. 3 days later, I was a father.
Hey.
I had to do something. I was a brand new child. My father moved in with me, and my mother hauled ass to Florida. And
She said, get me away from all this.
Here you go. Handle it. So I started selling bait.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I baited up boats from Southport to Mount Pleasant. Every head boat I baited up. I would get a box of diapers and a thing of baby wipes and some baby food in the car seat, and I put 2 tons of squid in the back of the truck, and I was a Frito-Lay man of squid to these marinas. And these guys were smoking more pot than selling fish.
It was then Ted decided to buy a seafood business, so he moved downtown to the original Myrtle Beach Seafood. So what is the fate of that old spot?
It's now Mrs. Fish, the scumbag.
Yeah, does that have any relation to you
He
guys?
used to work for me. He was a real asshole. Double dose. It's still going on today. Knocked off my t-shirt. That's another story. Within the realm of vertical integration, let's say you're a group of golfers, or you're having a bachelorette party. Hey, we want to eat at your place, but we've been drinking all day. What are we going to do? Well, you can call a taxi, or you can call the Fishmobile.
Hey, you guys come pick him up, huh?
Check this out.
Oh, hell yeah.
Uh-oh. Did someone hit something? Wait till I see it. Jerry. The ride is free.
Oh, nice.
If you're from 10th Avenue North to 82nd Avenue North, the ride is gratis.
Yeah, even if you're not going to drink, this is a fun way to get there, you know?
Hell yeah.
Something different.
Any schmo can buy one of these shuttle buses.
Yeah.
You know, there's no chutzpah, there's nothing from the heart, there's no sparks from the fingertips. Come on. You sit down, you eat a plate of food, and say, damn, that was good. That feeling, that concept that you're realizing, we call that a fishgasm.
Yeah, I like that.
When you've got that fishgasm, you know it.
That post-meal,
Yeah, exactly.
Mr. Fish's staff is just as friendly as he is. Hey there, I'm here with Porter, Mr. Fish. We're kind of getting a behind-the-scenes tour here, see what all goes into the love of the seafood here, the sushi bar, the happy hour, Tuna Tuesday today. So
Yes.
I think a really good day.
That you did.
So let's get this rolling and see what all we got going on back here. Porter's the head chef here at Mr. Fish, and he's always coming up with new menu items.
A creation that we made. It is actually, we took some day-old hush puppies.
Okay.
And made a bread pudding out of it.
That's awesome.
You know, start the meal with, now you can end it.
Yeah,
with
that's
the same
awesome.
product.
Yeah.
I like it, this type of restaurant because I get to be creative.
Yeah, that's cool.
And everything. I mean, I get to play with my food now, even though I was yelled at as a kid not to do that. Now as an adult, I get to do
now
it.
you're getting paid to do
and
that.
exactly, I'm getting paid to do it, so it's great.
Now to the sushi bar. The fish comes directly from next door and couldn't get any more fresh.
All of the fish that we have out here is all sashimi grade, from yellowfin tuna to our Faroe Island salmon, grouper, snapper, mahi. If we have it fresh over there, we have it here. A lot of sushi doesn't incorporate mahi because
Why's that?
I don't think people can get it fresh.
Okay.
And since we have our own seafood market,
Then
we
it's
have,
easy.
yes.
Just bring it literally right next door.
Literally.
Nice. But if sushi isn't your thing, there's certainly more options.
So like our shrimp and grits that we have on the menu, phenomenal. One of my other favorite dishes is our gumbo, our seafood gumbo. Nice. It's a twist on the Louisiana thing. It's red-based, but it's got sausage, a lot of different fish. I want you to have a fishy experience when you're here at Mr. Fish, so to speak.
Now it's time to dig in.
Can I do the Mr. Fish stir fry?
You can. Which kind of fish are we gonna do?
Let me get mahi.
My favorite thing is just being able to surf in an ocean that's not very crowded. There's usually always a wave, believe it or not. I like that part. It's not crowded like a lot of other places on the East Coast, even West Coast.
There's any time during the year you can go from north to south and always catch a live band playing somewhere. It's some of the best places I've ever seen to have so much musical talent on one place.
I personally like Surfside in the south. I usually go around 9th Avenue South. There's a shower, nice beach access, lots of parking. You can also, if you go further up in Myrtle Beach, about 44th to 62nd is also nice. It's very less touristy. There's a lot of housing right there, good parking, beautiful beaches.
One place I never thought I'd spend my beach day at, a living history farm.
You see in the corner where the cob was used in one place.
Okay.
This was toilet tissue. We're depicting farm life on a one-horse family farm here from 1900 to 1955. 3/4 of the population would have lived like you're going to be able to see.
The L.W. Paul Living History Farm shows what life would have been like back in the early 1900s. 17 acres doesn't offer a beach view, but it does make you appreciate that view just a little bit more.
It's hard to imagine this today when you ride across Horry County. But even my memory growing up in the 60s here was vividly different as far as the landscape than what it is today.
Okay.
Something you'll never see here today in a normal cornfield is this.
Vines? What is that?
That is actually a
kudzu,
pea vine. There's a pea.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you pick that off if you want to.
The little baby ones over here.
The animals' world hasn't changed like our world has. We try to keep the 4 basic animals that would have been on every small farm. And of course that's going to be pigs, mules, and then chickens, of course, to produce mainly eggs. We've got a couple of turkeys in here, and we've got a dairy cow. Pigs are the heaviest domesticated animal as far as their body size as any. They're going to weigh, they're getting close to 200 pounds right now.
The best kept secret that I know of is a place called Shell Crackers in Murrells Inlet. It's down behind where the old T-Bones is. I forget the name of the road. And it is a doggy daycare, like a doggy hotel. And then you can walk through, they have one of those areas like where the dogs perform tricks. You walk through that and there's actually a bar with a pool table and jukebox and all this stuff that I have lived in Murrells Inlet my whole life and have never met anybody else that knows where it is.
For dinner, we're headed on over to CROISSANTS Bistro and Bakery. The owner and founder, Heidi Vukoff, opened the doors to CROISSANTS in 1995 in Pawleys Island, where it began as a bakery. They started simply with bread, then graduated to sandwiches before launching a full menu for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Ben Vukoff is the general manager here at CROISSANTS.
Welcome into Croissants.
Ben?
Yeah.
Hey, nice to meet you, man.
Right off the bat, he knows the way to my heart.
Hope Absolute is okay with you.
That works with me.
The Bloody Mary is a necessity for any weekend brunch goer. I was fortunate enough to have Croissants open up their Bloody Mary bar for me for dinner.
So I've actually never had nor made a Bloody Mary before.
Well, we'll get you set up. We have mix right here. We have Worcestershire sauce. The works.
Okay, so just pour a little of the mix in?
Yeah, if you're a mix fan,
I'll do the mix
we use Zing Zang, and then we have tomato juice.
So how much do I pour in here?
Fill it up to the top.
There's the usual suspects: Old Bay, celery salt, Worcestershire sauce, olives.
Bacon is a must.
But then you have the unique add-ons like the blue cheese, sun-dried tomatoes, and if you love all things spicy like me,
We'll go to the jalapeno hot sauce. I imagine if it's down towards the bottom, it must be very popular.
Give it a taste.
That's actually very tasty. That's a lot different than I was thinking it was going to be. It is nice and spicy though. I'm used to beer, so I'm not used to this many, this much attention going into a drink.
Yeah. So we like to mix it up. We have wines from all over the world, but we will change it up year to year. Primarily because I enjoy wine. I love tasting wines from all over the world.
Keep it fresh and try something new, huh?
Exactly. So if you come to Myrtle Beach, you're looking for a nice slice of cake. I mean,
Place to go.
Most people point you this way.
well, it's hard not to have dessert on your mind. You can't forget about dinner. Meet Chef Andrew.
I love Southern food. I love bar food. I love fine dining.
Andrew's been head chef here at Croissant's Bistro and Bakery for over a year. This local has been on the Grand Strand for 20 years, sharpening his skills from seafood joint to seafood joint before settling down at Croissant's.
I'd say as I've gotten older, I like to keep things more simple and not have like 100 ingredients in it. The flavors, if you got too much stuff, I don't know, I'm just not.
Keep it simple.
For sure.
Andrew let us peek into his kitchen to give us a demonstration on how to cook the Bistro's famous shrimp and grits.
Basically, just letting this kind of reduce down a little bit, let the shrimp finish cooking.
This isn't your grandmother's dish. It's created with in-house pimento cheese, sausage, peppers, a dash of white wine, and it's topped with a southern specialty, the fried green tomato.
There it is.
Fantastic. Looks delicious.
Actually, probably not in that blue light.
After getting the dish out of the blue lighting and onto a more artistic platform for the camera crew, it was my turn to dig in, and I was not disappointed.
The shrimp and grits is fantastic, though.
Now it's time for dessert.
Hey there, Heather.
Hi, how you doing?
Doing well.
Heather Cameron is the head pastry chef here at Croissant's, and she is no stranger to the bakery.
I graduated culinary school from Le Cordon Bleu in 2008. We kind of invented the beach cake here. This one took nearly the entire day to make all the ruffles. This is one of our newer designs we're working on, which are an edible sequin.
That's awesome.
It's amazing how far cake art has come just in the past few years. It's definitely a hands-on, exciting job.
Heather also has projects to keep her busy year-round at Croissant's.
Every 4th of July, we hold a cupcake eating competition, which is really hilarious to watch. People can stuff their face with an enormous amount of cupcakes. I think our winner this year had 34 that they ate in 5 minutes.
No matter the time of year, Croissant's keeps up with the holidays. If you're visiting in the fall, they're known for their pumpkin pie cheesecake.
And then Christmas is all about the cookie trays.
Okay.
And even after tourist season, the people are still coming.
We're very, very lucky in that through the winter time we've got a serious local fan base here who comes and visits us for breakfast and lunch every day. So we're almost always busy for breakfast and lunch, so it's been great. It's a small crew, but we kick some serious butt, yes. It's like a little family here.
Tourists probably should know where the locals go, and one of the ways you can figure out where the locals go is go to the local website called dirtymyrtle.com, where you can go and see where everything's happening on the Grand Strand.
You would not want to come on the 4th of July. You would not want to come on Memorial Day or Labor Day unless you're just really wanting to come for vacation.
They should shop more locally. Like surf shops that are local, restaurants that are local.
So I am here with Eddie Basson today at the Pickled Cucumber. So pickled cucumber, kind of some background information on that there. Why the name?
We want to do Southern food from scratch, but we didn't want the traditional mama's kitchen or, you know, whatever. So we wanted something that would stand out and stick out and be a little different. And my grandmother, she had cucumbers in her garden. Every meal we had cucumber soaked in vinegar, because that's pickled cucumber is what we called it.
Yeah.
And so that's why we named it that. So, because we wanted just to give the country feel without saying, you know, come down to mama's kitchen. Come in, you sit down, they'll greet you at the table, and they bring the pickles to you. The pickled cucumbers, you get fresh pickles soaked in, right?
Nice.
So you can have a whole plate, they're free.
Hey, awesome, thank you. So these are the famous pickled cucumbers here at Pickled Cucumber. So you said there's vinegar oil on top?
It's a rice wine vinegar, cilantro, and red onions.
That's
So
very
really,
good.
it's just very simple and basic. Like I said, our price point is what it is. We can't get too crazy with it and put too much stuff in it. And like I said, it's complimentary to everybody that walks in. So
This is way better than a basket of old bread.
my mom worked a lot, worked 2 jobs, so I cooked for me and my brother growing up. 'Cause if I didn't, he'd beat me up. So I had to learn how to cook early. Yeah, he was older, so. Our menu changes every day. We have chalkboards, and we have 5 meats and 15 sides change every day. So we come in and everything's made from scratch every morning, and so it's not always the same thing every day. So you can come here 5 days a week and get something different. Like I said, all that stuff there, mashed potatoes are hand mashed, like boiled potatoes, red potatoes mashed, beef stew. We're into the beef overnight for 4.5 hours. Come in, pull it, make the gravy for it. Collards are cooking right now. They cook 6 to 7 hours a day. I rotate them 3 times a day. Our price point, our average check is $7.
Oh, wow.
So you can come in, get a meat, 2 sides, get mac and cheese made fresh, rice and gravy, and a thing of beef stew for $6.95.
That's awesome.
You know what I'm
It's hard
saying?
to find.
Our mac and cheese we make every day.
That looks damn good.
And we use a whole block of a cheddar
It's like my
cheese.
grandmother's mac and cheese.
Well, our portion size is, I would say, almost double to most restaurants.
I mean, you see the size of the dinner plates right there. Those are massive.
Yeah. So I mean, we're filling these up. You know, so
It's a lot of food. Jeez.
this is your average plate. This is what you're getting.
Yeah, that's gonna fill you up.
This is $7.95 though. This is 3 sides. Each side's $1. Yeah, that's what most people come here for, our sides. That's what everybody likes, our sides more. Because you can come in and get a cheeseburger, and you can get rice and gravy, collards, steamed cabbage, lima beans, whatever, fried okra, instead of getting French fries with cheddar.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's our operation, man. That's it in a nutshell.
There you
So,
go. The
pretty
pickled
simple.
cucumber.
Pretty simple. Fresh food. All the food's fresh. Promise you.
Yeah, very good pickled cucumbers too. I can see why you got the name.
Thank you very much.